Hello, my name's Eric. I work at Orchard's Family Success Center as the Volunteer and Community Partnership Coordinator. Today I'm bringing you another STEM project. We're going to be taking old crayons and turning them into new crayons. That's just one of them. We also have two others right here. And because I like to experiment when we do these projects, I tried to use a big muffin tin as well, and I made this awkward shaped one because I didn't have that many left. I wanted to see what it would look like. But anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to show you how to do that and some of the sciencey stuff behind it. We have the kits at the center. Feel free to stop by. In the kits, there's only two things because you only need two things to do this project. So as always, if you didn't get a kit or you're seeing this later, you can get this stuff pretty easy. All you need is crayons and some sort of silicone mold. Now, we used one that I believe is for ice cubes. It was star-shaped, but we also had another one to make muffins that we use. If you have different colors or different shapes or different sizes, you can use them. And honestly, the alternative way to do it in the microwave, you don't even necessarily need the mold. It just determines the shape. So if you have something that you can put a hot liquid into to make a shape, you could do it in the microwave. And if you have something you can safely put in the oven, you can do the way we did it today to make it in the oven. So relax, sit tight, give yourself a few minutes to see this video, obviously, but you're probably going to need a half an hour to 45 minutes to do this project. I hope you have lots of fun, and I hope you learn a little bit.
Step 1, you have to break up your crayons, or get crayons that you already have lying around that are extras. Step 2, make sure they're completely peeled. We don't want any paper in the oven or the microwave. For us, we had to cut up them because they were a little too big, broken up. Step 3, fill your mold up with the pieces. Now make sure that your mold is filled as high as it can go without overflowing. Step 4, preheat your oven to 275. Next step, put your mold in the oven for 7 minutes. Now for us, it took a lot longer than 7 minutes. We kept adding 3-minute chunks. If you think you need time, there's no need to worry about cooking it too long. So if you want, just set it for 10 minutes, check back, do another 5 minutes after that, and another 5 minutes. But here's a few of our attempts and check-ins. You'll see that it's melting, but it's not totally liquid yet. There's still some chunks, so we wanted to fix that. We want it to be completely melted. Once they're done, you're going to want to let them cool. Do be careful. We're messing with the oven here, so they do get very hot. That liquid is no joke. But once they cool, you pop them out, and you can use them as crayons. Theo's going to demonstrate. There we go. He was so excited he started taking pictures.
That's how you do it. That's how you make a crayon out of old crayons, which I hope you enjoy giving a shot. There's another way to do it, like I mentioned, with a microwave. What you can do with that is you take all the crayon pieces, put it in a microwave-safe bowl. You put that in the microwave, you let it melt so it becomes liquid, and then you put that hot liquid into a mold of some sort. I didn't feel comfortable doing that, especially with my son. He's only 3. I didn't want to risk any burns or any accidents with the liquid falling. So he didn't do that part. I did all the hot stuff, and I didn't feel comfortable, to be honest, with myself doing it. I'm not a big fan of playing with hot things. So if that's something you feel comfortable doing, you can do safely with an adult, by all means, give it a shot. If you want to do it this way, that's good too. Whatever works. We just wanted to find a way to recycle old crayons to make new ones and also talk a little bit about this idea of reversible change. Because in other projects, we've seen water change forms from a liquid to a solid to a gas, or from gas to a liquid to a solid. But in this one, we took a crayon and then we melted it into a liquid crayon, and then it set and it became a solid again. So nothing changed chemically about it. It just went from one way to another and then back again. And this is kind of cool because reversible change happens a lot around us, and we don't always think about those things. Normally we think about the irreversible changes, the things that when we heat them up, you can't get them back again. Like an egg is a great example for that. If you crack open an egg and you look at it in a bowl, it is a liquid. And then when you put it on the stove top, it becomes a solid. That liquid becoming a solid never comes back to being a liquid. It just won't happen. Doesn't matter what you do. I mean, I guess you could blend it up really good and make it like a puree, but it will never go back to being a liquid in the same way it was. Whereas the crayons did the opposite. They were solid. We melted them into a liquid. We let them cool and they became a solid again. So feel free to try to come up with different substances that you think might be changeable, might be irreversible like the egg, or might be reversible like the crayon. And as always, if you get a fun idea, talk to your parents and figure out a good way to test out that idea. That's what being a scientist is all about. That's what experimenting is all about. You have an idea, you think you might know what happens, and then you find a way to test that idea and see what happens. And it's okay if you're wrong. It's okay if you're right. The point isn't to be right or wrong. The point is to discover what happens and then to try to figure out why it happened so you can make it happen again. Until next time, friends, farewell.